Hey, good morning. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Paul. I own and operate TCI Development. We're a building contracting company in Southern California. If you've been following along, welcome back. Today we're back out on the 20,000 square foot custom home. My framer's out here framing it right now. I came by real quick just to check out on the progress on this. You can see behind me right here, this is the RV garage. Okay, we're waiting for trusses on that one. And right now the guys are doing all the hardware and all the shear panel. You can see all the shear panel going on. That's for structural strength, right? Those are shear walls. And we'll go over here and take a look. You see right here behind me, we're doing all the conventional rafters that are going up top. Those are going to be open beam trusses underneath. We'll catch those when we start building those and putting those in. But this project's going real good out here. You know, this is a huge project. A lot of lumber involved, a lot of hardware, a lot of shear walls, and there's like 6 or 7 different truss pitches that are going on this thing. I'll cover that when we get all the trusses. But you can see me behind me right here, the high wall up here, what they're working on. They're doing the conventional rafters. That's where they just put rafters up. There's no trusses. And that's going on top of a big beam. And then underneath that beam, we have some center span beams going across that room. And those are going to be actual trusses. So those will be built as an understack. I don't know if you saw in a previous video what an understack is, but those are going to be understack trusses that are built up in there. So the guys will be working on that shortly. But as for now, right here's the Lanai for the pool right here behind me. But this project's going really good. Fortunately, the weather has been good. We're not expecting any rain for a while. So yeah, things are going good out here. We're still waiting for some materials on the 4,000 square foot custom up in wine country just up the road here. We're waiting for some of our lathing materials to show up so we can start our lathing for stucco on that project. We finished grading for another project that's going up the road up here, really modern style home that's going to be a really nice home. It's about 7,000 square feet, so we're putting that together right now. We have a lot of really cool things coming up, so hopefully you'll stick around and keep watching the videos. We have a lot of cool projects coming up in the future. And I'm going to be heading out of town for 2 weeks. Probably won't miss the trusses when they show up here. I'd like to catch that when we're loading them. But there's a whole bunch that still has to happen here before our trusses show up. But I'm going to be heading out of town for 2 weeks for a much needed break from work. You know, we've been working 7 days a week for months now. So we're going to take a break. So I'll go up here on top of the hill and get some footage of this project. Okay, there you go. You can see what's happening down here below. Whole lot of things going on right now. We have the trusses up here on the RV garage. We're going to wait for the trusses to show up for the main house, but there's still a lot of shear panel and hardware that needs to be put on. But making good progress. Okay, this is the RV garage. You can see they have the trusses loaded on this. Already spread out. Looks real good in here. Go take a walk through. All this plywood that you see on these walls, these are shear walls for structural strength. That's all engineered. You can see the hold downs right here for shear walls. I pointed these out in a previous video. HD5s, HD5As. You see we have it bolted to this 4x8. That's all part of the shear transfer. Let's go in here and take a look at the great room where these open beam trusses are going to go. Okay, you can see in the great room here, those beams that you see up above are 8x14s, okay? Above that at the very top, there's an 8x14 ridge beam. You can see that up there. And then on top of that ridge beam, I don't know if you can see it from down here, there's a 2x14 ridge on top of that ridge beam. So there's gonna be rafters that nail to that 2x14 ridge. And then these beams that you see going across here, these 8x14s, those are gonna be custom built trusses underneath those rafters. We call that an understack. I don't know if you saw in a previous video, I went over understacks in the previous video. but that's what's happening. Those are going to be actual custom built trusses underneath those rafters that are going on top. And then you can see right here this giant steel beam that comes across here, held up by this giant steel column. This is bolted in the foundation when the foundation is poured. Okay, so we put a big footing down there. I don't know if you saw that back when we did the footings on this house. Those are bolted down to the footing. But this giant steel beam is supporting these two by 8 framed walls that you see up here. So there's actually 2 walls there, and you can see the 8 by 14s are sitting in a beam pocket, and then they're supported by a big post underneath. So all of that weight is sitting on this large steel beam that's going across here. Okay, that's all engineering to carry that load, so it doesn't get a big bow in it. That's why we didn't put any kind of wood structure across there. It's just, you know, we're going to get better support out of these giant steel beams. And then you see these bolts that are on the side. We have those bolts on the side because there's going to be wood members bolted to those. So that's what's happening out here today. The guys are getting ready to do the conventional rafters up above. You can see them laying here on the ground right here. Here's one right here, right? This portion right here sits down on the framed wall, right down there at the bottom. And then this is the tail that's going to be going out for the fascia to get nailed onto. And then up here is the ridge part. This is where it nails to the ridge. You can see it's cut right here. It has the proper pitch cut on it. And this is going to nail to that ridge, that 2 by 14 ridge that you see on top of the beam up there. We'll cover all that when it's done, but that's what's happening out here today. A lot going on. So that's what's happening out here today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll continue watching. We have a lot of really cool projects coming up. I'll cover as much as this when I get back. Probably won't film for a couple weeks because I am going to be out of town. But thanks for watching our videos, and hopefully you can learn something by watching our projects that'll help you with your project. Have a great day.
Thank you.